guys, hello, welcome back to our stream. We are here doing some Waterdeep return. No, we're not doing Waterdeep. I am
Oh,
sorry. We
Are
are
Are you
not.
throwing us in the deep end?
I
Like,
don't
what are you
really know what
doing?
we're doing.
guess
Hijacking
what,
this
guys? We're
campaign?
switching it up. Two
Yeah.
Monday streams, but on a Sunday. We
Yeah,
are
you've
doing.
got the Monday overlay on too.
Well, I switch it over. Give it a second. It's laggy, you fucking
My
whore.
heart hurts. Why,
Um,
Nick? You had one job.
Welcome back to the Curse of the Azure Bonds game. That was a little Mother's Day gag, as we all do here at Carpe Nerdus. We like to fool you. We gutted the cast.
And play
now-
tricks on our
I
mother.
don't mean that as Joker's the other thing, because
No, we gutted the cast for
you
Monday,
appeared
so now we're just doing Sunday night cast for both days. It's fine.
easier. You know.
It's easier.
Yep,
But yes,
bare minimum, right there. Yep.
right, exactly. So,
Mhm.
I am back here playing Los Strata Stone Crag.
Info load.
Yes, exactly. And D&D Beyond has a new plugin that when you click on any of these things, it allows you to make a roll, and it rolls a die on your screen. It's really freaking cool and also weird, but might come in handy.
Can you demonstrate that real quick? Because I actually haven't seen it in action on this side.
Sure. So what I'm going to do is I'll try and do a screen share. Let me see.
Are you
Oh, I thought-
appropriate Beyond?
I'm sorry, Nick. I thought you said they already had it linked into the D&D Beyond plugin, so the dice would show up on
No.
there. No. Okay.
No.
I am 99% certain
Oh
that's on their
my.
list of intended features, but no, that's fine.
Yeah, no. It's only on their site here. But
Are
It's
they a
neat.
sponsor?
what can you do? Yes, that would be actually great to have it all of a sudden roll across our screen here. But nonetheless,
That's all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's on the list of intended features. In any event,
in any event, Lozada Stone Crag, I'm interested in this thing, this saying that is dwarven in an elven like catacomb. Very very intrigued. I'm gonna pass it to Jess because I have plans for it and she doesn't know.
Oh, hi. I'm Jess.
Oh my. Plans.
You don't get my face tonight because today's a day. But I play Volna, our elf rogue fighter. I got it right that time, but hesitated. And I am curious what the fuck Lestrada's gonna do here. But anyways, that is it. I'm gonna pass it off to Derek.
I'm Derek. I play Colt. I'm a halfling monk, and at this point, I'm just gonna go with the flow of the rest of everybody, and we're gonna pass it on to the next person because there's not much else to say about me. I just small and I hit things. So next,
And male.
puncher of fish and ghosts.
And he has big fuck off hands.
is your fish, your ghost, and I dare you to say I can't palm a basketball. That's what I.
Can you dunk though?
With
Oh,
the
yeah.
yeah,
Sure,
with
you
his
can-
athletic
you
score
can go
easily.
Up, right? You can go up as monk. You can.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
This
Oh, yeah.
little dude can jump high. So.
It's not really well expressed in the rules, but monks dominated the game of basketball. Yeah.
Rosie, you want to go?
Oh, me? Lyra, human warlock. I am completely innocent and I never do anything wrong. And I have 2 pixie familiars who also are angels incarnate.
Totally.
And that's all I'm going to say on that subject. So, do the things. Lauren, have you gone?
No. Hi, I'm Lauren. I play Wim. She poured her soul out due to a spell last week. Thank you for Zone of Truth. And she has a broken horn. She is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer. And yeah. And she wants more chaos. So yeah. Kevin, I think you maybe
All
your
right.
thing. You're here for something.
And I'm
I think.
Kevin. I DM this game. I'm not in charge. I'm not in control. I have a rough outline of where things are going to go, and then my fine players here ignore that and go a different direction, which is fine. That's how this game works.
That's my goal in my life.
So yeah, during our previous session, you guys had recently exited a elven tomb to the Starim family, Volna's family, where she picked up the family's ancestral moonblade to aid in the quest, and that has a whole bunch of tricks and doodads attached to it that will present themselves over time. But also, while you were there, Lizdrada noticed a wall carving representing the standing stones, which were erected to commemorate on a peace treaty between the Elven kingdoms and the humans of the Dale lands many hundreds of years ago. This is a well-known event. It's not secret in any way. It's a major point in history, and the the point they use to set their calendar from. Now, what drew Lizdrada's attention to this depiction of the standing stones was how they were presented in this depiction mirrored the dwarven rune for answers, which he didn't expect to find that in an elven carving. It's I believe it's piqued his curiosity. From there was a campfire moment where Zone of Truth was deployed, and much shenanigans ensued trying to get people into it to deliver information.
And it still didn't work.
I was entertained, so from my point of view, it worked just fine. You just have to find a way to get Lizdrada to cast that back into the ring so you can try it a second time. Long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
After you left that last campfire, you come up to a large clearing where two roads cross. The road you're traveling on that goes north-south, and then an eastern-western road that is one of the more heavily traveled trade routes through this region. Your destination was the village of Hap, which is in the southern side of the forest, directly south of the Standing Stone where you're at now. This Standing Stone is a black monolithic stone standing about 30 feet high in this clearing. There's three sides to it. One side is blank. There's nothing written on that side whatsoever. The other two sides have the same text describing the treaty between the elves and humans, written on it, one side in Elvish, one side in Common. There is also several feet away from the stone on the road, there is a unfurled scroll floating in the air that's just covered in light blue light. And that's where we're going to begin, from where you see that scroll.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm still gonna be kind of focused on the saying, like the saying still on that standing stone, right? I'm not mistaken in saying that.
What was that, Nick?
The dwarven saying, it's still on that standing stone, correct, in front of us, or was that back at the
Well,
tomb?
no, it was the depiction of the standing stone on the tomb wall that looked like the rune for answer. Here, standing in front of the stone itself, other than the central stone being a large vertical feature, you can't place the rest of the rune around it.
Okay.
It's you're not certain if you're looking at it from the from a different angle, or if the depiction on the wall was stylized, or what exactly went with that.
What I'd like to do is kind of put my hands against the stone itself, just close my eyes and take a few seconds to try and like see if I can detect any radiant energy or any type of arcane energy emanating off the stone.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
All right, let's take a see. That is 17.
Okay.
Or 22. Sorry, it was 17 plus 5.
Okay, 22. All right. When your hands touch, the stone, you can feel a powerful, long-lasting enchantment. And then as you pick apart it with how you, I'm having problems with words tonight, so let's see where that goes. Um, you put your hands on it and start to kind of feel your way through the enchantment. Um, the magic has the taste of elven magic. Powerful, old, kind of primal, but with a order to it that is consistent. Um, that's what you've come to associate with high elven magic, which fuses the two halves of elven nature. Uh, the the primal wild and the high arcane
Can
are
I?
both represented here.
Okay.
And you're relatively certain that if this stone were scratched, hacked on, beaten up, exploded, it would heal.
Oh,
Okay. Can I? Other than basically a healing aspect, can I detect any other types of magic, as in like illusionary or maybe anything like
Um,
that?
the nature of this specific enchantment actually covers all 8 schools, which is something else that elves kind of work into their high magic.
Show offs.
So all of them are present to make the enchantment whole, lasting, and stable.
Okay. Answer. And I kind of
Now you walk. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna turn to Volna and be like, in theory, what would happen if someone were to dispel elven magic?
um, I don't know.
How much history has Volna had with elven wizards?
Not much, I'd feel.
Not much.
Like
Okay.
here and there, obviously, because elves.
Okay, but they're not your clique, not your people.
Yeah.
Um, probably the closest example you would have of high elven magic was the mythal enchantment that covers elven cities.
Hmm.
It creates this weave of arcane energy that can be adapted to do different things for different elven cities.
Hmm.
Um, some elven cities just you have the ability to fly while you're there.
Oh.
Others, healing is enhanced and sped up. Um, since those are major enchantments, when they unravel, things it's unpredictable how they unravel. Which is why the woods or the Cormanthor forest around Myth Dranor has these wild magic pockets. The mythal there has been attacked and damaged and has started to unravel in places.
That would do it.
Now, Lystrada, you walked past that scroll on your way there. Was anyone else taking a peek at that?
I'll kind of turn my attention
Wim,
away
who is
from him.
muted?
I know. Sure, I would. I probably would make curious
Okay.
if he's all up on it.
As you step up to it, it just unfurls and floats in front of you. It's like 6 foot high, 3 foot wide, large letters in a
It's
tight.
like Willy Wonka action and just like
Yeah.
big contract. Okay.
Yep. There's a tight handwriting at the top, like someone had written on it with a large pen that said complete and total list of all humble folk in Arkandale.
Yep.
And then there's a large blank page, and at the bottom there is a half crescent and dot symbol, which you associate with the Arc Wizard Elminster.
Oh, our buddy. Did we see him at a campfire not too long ago?
Mhm.
Yeah, Officer. Yeah.
Before we went to Zental Keep and all that
Yeah.
other stuff up that way.
So
Now,
this
Arkandale
has his
is
tank all over it. So this is
Arkandale is the Dale region south of where you are near Sembia. One of the rival Sembia is a rival of the nation of Cormyr.
Okay. do I have any feeling like that's where we need to go? What with his stamp on it? I feel like we should go check out things there.
How about an insight roll?
16 plus second. Insight. Plus 4, so dirty 20.
Okay. No, it's more like Elminster's throwing shade at the entire city of Arkandale for not being humble in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, he doesn't like them guys. Sorry, I had to read between the lines. I didn't really realize that.
So yeah, it's an indication that they've annoyed him, which is fairly easy to do. He's a grumpy fellow.
Oh, I thought it was great with us, but not there. Is there a reason for the wide space, or
to give room for
empty,
to say that the list is very clearly no one.
Like
There'd be room to put them all here if there was anyone on the list to put.
Gotcha. Oh, that is shade. Okay, yeah. Oh, now
we're apparently having a couple of small audio problems tonight, where I might be breaking up a little bit. If that continues, let me know.
No, it wasn't you. I was just.
I will say it is you kind of, because I'm hearing breaking up from you, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm hearing it from Derek and Nick as well. So it sounds like it's either whatever.
You're kind of. It was weird because your voice.
Somebody tried changing the location.
Changing the location?
Yeah, from East Coast to whatever. I'm not at my computer right this second. I'm making a salad.
I have no idea how to do that. Oh, did someone just change it?
Apparently.
Not Brazil. No.
Try better, though.
Probably. There we go. We'll see if that it should be. Okay. Is it better now?
Try it.
Yeah.
Find out.
All right. Oh. I guess.
Maybe not.
That
might have just been me cutting out, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was cutting out a little bit, but I think we should be good now.
That's right. We'll work through it.
Everybody sounds clearer to me on my end. But
okay. As long as you guys can hear me and everything, we should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Oh, compared to the tech problems we had when we first started streaming a year and change ago, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Honestly.
Super shit. Is there only one stone we're looking at right now, or is that? Or no, that's
it is a single standing stone.
But is that one section, or is that the whole thing of him just throwing shade?
Oh, the scroll is floating in the air, maybe 30 feet away from the stone.
Gotcha.
Okay, but Arkandale's nowhere near the stone, right?
Yeah, no, it's.
Arkandale is.
It's like you said.
Is fairly far to the south.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a proclamation he dropped right near
He dropped the mic here.
An elven monument, and just said
on a major trade route. Yes.
He put a big old billboard up here. Okay.
Yep, that makes sense now.
Okay. Well, that's good, Mister. Your bud. Thanks so much. I want to go look at the actual thing. If I can.
So, I use that as a distraction to give Nick a little bit of time to think about what Lestrada is going to do next. Let's see what's going on over there at the stone.
I am intrigued by this, especially since he said it had answers, and I'm looking for answers anyway.
I'm debating.
Why things happen to me?
I'm gonna take a few seconds, and I'm gonna reach out to my. I'm gonna pray a little bit and reach out to I'm gonna reach out to Doomthorn and ask. Guide me in this time. I know not what I do. Should I be fully disrespectful and try and beat the shit out of this thing? Should I dispel the magic? Or should I just... Oh.
Do you know
wait a minute, I think I answered my own question. I'm going to take my looking glass of true eyes and kind of look at this bitch and see if there's anything on it.
Okay. That casts the true seeing spell, correct?
Yeah, gem of seeing. That's gonna cast. Oh, yeah, true seeing. Yep.
Wonderful. I forgot you had that.
Yeah. Comes in handy.
When you bring that out and activate it and look over this, you see the magical aura in great detail.
Ooh, shit.
And you start like visually digging into it and zooming in. So you're getting to look at like each strand of this magical enchantment as it goes deeper and curves in on itself, and you kind of get that like visual wormhole effect as you zoom in closer to the core of the enchantment. And everything goes white. You then have a stabbing pain that goes from temple to temple. Staggers you for a little bit. You may drop. It's enough to knock you back. But you can't break away from it.
So am I connected to this energy, or am I more along the lines of like I can't get away from looking at what this energy is?
More like you've grabbed a live wire, and you can feel like the magic arcing from the stone through the bond on your arm and into the core of what is you.
Oh shit, this is hurt.
Now, everyone else, you see Lasdrada like spasm as this energy visibly arcs directly from the stone into him.
Seeing that, my first instinct would be to like tackle him down. So like, see, like, if it's like an arc of energy, can you break that arc by getting him out of the way? So my primary thing would be to jump and try to tackle him down to see if it helps.
Okay. So Colt's going to leap onto Lasdrada and try to bring him to the ground.
I'm gonna
Anyone
dodge.
else
No, I'm just kidding.
with an action here?
I don't know what happened. I was lost. So what happened?
Okay. Lasdrada looked deep into the enchantment with his magic item that allows him to see the true nature of things.
Okay, yeah.
And the magic is arcing from the stone through Lasdrada.
Okay. Okay.
So you can see this arcane energy just
is it pulling
pulsing from
him? Like it's trying to pull something from him since he's doing that? Or...
No, it's a lot more like arcing energy. Like it's just like that Tesla effect.
Like it's going towards him.
Damage? Like that's what I mean. Like he's taking damage, or is it more of like he's being imbued
he doesn't appear to be
knowledge?
comfortable. Like he's spasming. There's not a lot of.
Is he screaming? I guess I think if he was screaming.
Lasdrada, are you screaming?
No, I'm just kind of grunting. It's more along the lines of like grunting in pain, like like that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you were
and for your experience side of thing, it wouldn't be right to call it pain. It more like that, like your muscles are firing without your intent.
Okay.
Sounds like you're having a magic-induced seizure.
Something like that, yes.
My favorite.
All of a sudden, he's breakdancing.
Well,
Do the worm. Do the worm.
I guess I want to do an insight check first, again, just to see if I truly know what's going on, or if it's something I need to react to. Like I think it's hurting him.
This would be more of an Arcana check then.
Arcana check, okay.
Can I just hit him in the head with my broom?
Arcana 18 plus 6, so 24.
24.
Is you on that?
It looked the combination of magics involved. The magic of the stone's enchantment, the true seeing from his gem, and the magic of the bonds is all having one interaction that was probably it's not the sort of interaction you can predict, because these are three unique forms of magic coming together in the same place.
I can't be predicted because I have wild magic, so this makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a second, and like before anyone moves, I'm gonna like put a hand out while I can and say, no, I need to connect to this. Like, even though it's painful, I'm just gonna try and bear it out. Like, I'm gonna tell them don't interfere, and I'm just going to continue to go.
I'm backing slowly out of
that
the
room. To be ready, I guess. I don't know. Like,
he's gonna explode.
Be ready.
Fine. I'm
okay, so I've got.
I've been waiting to whatever he needs. I will wait.
I have Colt about ready to leap onto him. So we're gonna go from the moment your like foot is planted on the ground, ready to make the jump into the tackle. Lyra, you said you were backing up.
I'm starting to go towards the doorway in case shit like goes down. Like I'm good.
You're in the middle of a field, kind of like an intersection.
Like a full-on.
The doorway in the
Um,
field.
Outdoors.
Oh, I thought we were still in the room.
No.
The
I'm
doorway
still
in the
backing the
field.
fuck up.
Okay.
The farts, right?
Volna, did you have something in there?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Go right there. Leave it
Very
alone.
confident
I'll
I'm
stay.
waiting.
And Wim.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'm right. I'll wait. But he said leave him alone, and I trust, and I will
Okay.
explain it to everyone. He's got this. It's a little weird,
So-
but it's unpredictable.
So Colt, you're an instant before you're committed into jump. How do you react to that?
Well, the way I see it is Colt is committed to jump, but if he's saying
I
like
would have said something else
don't
too.
don't do this, I will still make that leap, but he will not be my target. I
Okay.
will just leap like behind him and then just
Give me a
stand there.
reflex saving throw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dexterity. 19.
Yeah. 19. Okay. You kind of you're able to avoid him. You kind of like turn the jump into a roll, so you roll under the arc of magic energy and end up on the other side of him. Lystrada, the white light fades out, and you see something that is extremely familiar to you.
Oh, jeez, Kevin, your audio is awful right now. It's like it sounds like
Popping.
it sounds
Okay, was it
like
everybody
else
else
but you
hearing
is
it?
fine.
It was really poppy on my end what I'm hearing. It's
Well,
only coming from you though.
Yeah, everybody but Kevin is fine.
Let me check a thing.
It sounds a lot like you have a slightly loose wire in your headset or something.
Uh huh.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh no.
Kevin, I'm just gonna buy you a new headset.
You're gonna need new parts.
We're crowdsourcing for Kevin's new headset. If
Yeah,
you're
no,
willing
we're
to
crowdsourcing
support,
for Kevin's new
please
computer.
see the
The headset's
1-800 number
fine.
below here.
Good
So
luck
that you
finding
can-
headsets and webcams right now. I believe we had one of those cases where Discord decided that
Jimmy,
the
come here.
settings I wanted were not the
Jimmy, come
settings I was going to keep.
Come here.
Fair.
Oh, awkward.
Happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
Bring the coffee to her.
I'm connected.
Hi, Derek.
Hot. Ow.
Bring the coffee.
Ow.
It's kind of like the
Ew,
connection
it's
to the stone to Lestrada right now. The coffee to Razi.
Ow,
This
my
is
coffee,
so
which is hot.
Thank
It's
you.
hot.
Let's protect her from the coffee, guys. Sorry.
So, Lystrada, you see the blinding whiteness fades out, and you see a scene that is extremely familiar to you. It's your room in the mountain where you had spent most of your time with the clergy of Dumathoin.
Oh shit.
And you're watching this as like a passenger in your own memory. And there's a flash of shadow, and you see you like look over to the side, and just like at the last minute before it's absolutely too late to react, you see two drow warriors, dark elf warriors, with a cloth mask covering their face, standing in your
Coronavirus.
room. Not quite.
Okay.
And one of them's holding a hand crossbow pointed right at you.
Oh shit. Duck.
It fires. The dart sinks home, and you feel you don't feel it because you're riding along with what looks like a memory, and then you black out from the drow poison. They probably had to shoot you like 3 or 4 times because dwarves and poison don't get along so well.
Yeah.
But they're committed to the action. After that, you get a scene fades out, fades back in, and you see yourself on a words. I wish I had more of them than I could use in this exact moment. Kind of like an arcane laboratory. You see a couple of the orange robes that you haven't seen since the first encounter back in Tilverton with the the fire knives. You see one of the white-robed priests of Mondor. You see 3 of these dark elves there. You see
Yes, Kevin? Oh,
I think Kevin locked up now.
bye, Kevin.
I thought that was me for a second because
Holy
nobody
dramatic
moved.
pause. I like it. Good. I'm not the one frozen.
He's gonna come back. He's
Finally.
gonna be rip shit. He's gonna be like, "Fucking computer,
I had a
fucking
great
internet."
I'm eating salad.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Lozdrada slowly fades into the black, and he hears.
Salad, actually. That's what's happening right now.
Lozdrada, what are you going to do in this situation now that you see yourself? Well, me, I'm going to just look around and see what my surroundings are. This is so weird. Oh my
Hi,
god.
Kevin. We know Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
For the viewers, Kevin's saying in the chat that he got disconnected, and clearly we know he got disconnected.
Oh, it's so fucking
It's so
funny.
dramatic.
I don't. Can he hear us when we're
No.
saying we know?
No.
Probably not, right?
No, the only way you can hear someone in
Poor
a
guy.
call is if you're actually connected via voice or video. So that's why they're great for talking shit about people. Oh, oops. No, I mean...
We are on a stream, Nicholas.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Remember, kids,
He will
don't talk
find
shit
out, and
about
then
your
he will hurt
friends.
next game. He has a lot of power, as DMs do.
Oh, there he go.
There you go.
That means he's just one step closer to reconnecting.
No, that's wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Oh, okay. Well, just takes up 2 of the spaces on the screen, and we're waiting.
Hey.
How is everyone's up?
Hey,
Up!
Hey,
you're
okay.
alive.
Did everyone else crash out, or was that just me?
That was just
Just
That was
you.
just you.
Very dramatically. Good job.
Yeah.
You were like, you're in a scene where, and then I'm like, I'll continue the
that
scene from
thing.
here.
At least your
How
eyes
did it
were
work out in your
open.
version?
Destroyed.
Well, basically, all I
was
did
big
was
dramatic
look.
goes
I
like
was, well, me, I'm gonna look around the laboratory and just see what's here, and then I cut off at there, and in the hopes that you would reconnect, but you were gone.
The last
I had
thing
That was
I'm
your
sorry.
chance to ask for something. And
the
you
last
lost.
thing that we heard was you started to mention the orange robes, the drow, the priest of Mondor, and it was right when you got to mentioning the drow that you just froze.
Okay. There were a couple of male drow there. There was a single representative from the Zentarum, and someone you have not seen before. An old male human with red robes. He has a bald head with a intricate series of tattoos across his entire dome. And he has a circlet around his head that has carved dragons spiraling around it.
Oh man. Oh, and I'm
And
assuming
they
I
seem to-
can't talk in this thing. I'm only able to observe, right?
You're kind of floating outside of your own body. Like you can see yourself as you push your point. You can move your point of view a little bit as you try to grasp. So you're kind of like a voyeur on your own memory.
Okay.
Do you see the rest of us being tattooed and cursed or whatever?
Wow, I am fucking
No,
ugly.
Lasgrada only sees himself right now. Yeah. When you glance down at your forearm, only 4 of the 5 symbols have currently been written. The fire knives, Zentarum, Moandor, and then the 4th one, which you identified previously as the wizard Drakendaros.
Okay, and the elf that I'm seeing, or not the elf, I'm sorry, the drow that I'm seeing, am I able to see all the facial features, or am I only able to see, just like the circlet? Is that it?
On the human?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the person that's there, that's kind of, that's...
Yeah, the human. Yeah, the human. You can see him clearly. Nothing here is hidden, other than the figures who happen to be wearing masks or have hoods up on their robes. but nothing. Everything else you've got clear vision on.
Now, quick question too. When I was back in the room, was there anyone else other than me in there, or was it just me?
No, you had a single room.
Shit. Okay. Thank you. All right. So continue on with this because I'm very intrigued.
Um, it looks like what they're doing is they've added the first of 5 symbols, and then they're having some type of discussion. There's no sound with this, so you don't get to hear what they're discussing. But they do have all the implements out that they use to create the bonds. There's some like a frothing vat of this blue ink that they were writing the tattoos with. Restraints to keep you in place. There's a series of arcane runes on the shackles that have you held onto the slab you're on.
Oh my god. This is crazy.
Um,
And I'm gonna see if I can kind of like move around just so I can see the facial features more and just kind of study this person because I want to see if I can figure out like if like
okay.
this is important information.
Let's go with an insight roll to see what you can discern about Drakenderos.
Dragon's arrows. All right, come on, please roll. There we go. Oh, that was a crazy one. That would be a 19 total.
Okay. You've had a little bit of experience with people who are truly mad. And he's got that look in his eye where he's clearly seeing what's in front of him, but logic has left the building. He's. I'm trying to describe the facial features of someone who is insane. It was needles for the tattoos, just like big long needles.
Oh.
It was a fucking stick and poke.
But yeah, there's a like a fire in his eyes where there's intense passion, but like a lack of reason.
Shit. Okay. It seems like he was being controlled, so this is definitely something that's important to know. So there's other factors in play.
You wouldn't say that anyone's controlling him. Everyone here in this room, no one seems to be. There's no argument going on right now. They're working together. But judging back at the other ones, there probably wasn't a whole lot of sanity to be found with the fire knives or the priest of Mondor either, because those are 2 cults which have a lack of sanity to them. But Drakenderos is a little bit different. It's just the pure madness of being insane.
Like
now, the drow. No, that would be a spell with a
I just remember
visible
getting a crown.
effect.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you've seen.
Because he's wearing a crown.
We'll get back to that because Lestrada's the only one watching this right now.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
The 3 drow that are there, they seem to be like they're taking orders from Drakenderos. Like he's directing them to do things. They're his hands on the process. They're his physical muscle.
Okay. This is a very interesting scene. I'm trying to think.
So going back to the outside of this with the other 4 of you, Lesdrada's gone quiet. There's still the arcing energy. His body is still being affected by that.
If it doesn't seem like it's frying him, I won't do anything. Is it like taking a toll on his physical body? Him receiving this?
it's almost impossible to believe that much arcane energy arcing through a person would be healthy long term.
I still want to respect what he said. Like, don't do anything. He wants to. So that's where I'm afraid to
Okay.
intervene just yet. That's why I say if I see it's really like flush is chipping away, he's shriveling up, like that kind of thing. Like I'm gonna hold a dispel until I start seeing it's physically harming his form.
Okay. All right. The scroll that had been floating, the purple fire that had been highlighting it, is fading and drawing off towards Lozdrada.
Oh. That's
I will
not
open my
good.
mouth and graciously accept the scroll as a treat.
Smoke starts to rise off Lozdrada as the power intensifies.
I'll look at everybody else. I really think I should do it, and you see me just lift a leg, like to aim it, like really for a sweeping, like just get him right in the chest, kick him really hard. But
You could just take out my legs and make me fall to the ground, like a slight kick to the back of my legs to make my left leg collapse. I go like, ugh!
Well, if I see smoke, is
The
that like
full-on
he's
fucking-
like catch on fire?
Let me break his
Kind of
sternum.
no,
Can he still hear us? Like, would he like? Are you all right? What do you want us to do? Does he still kind of hear us, even though he's in his vision?
Lozdrada, you cannot hear them. Your consciousness is your
It's
focus is
fully
in inside the vision right now.
Hmm.
Very good.
What do we do, guys? I don't. Oh,
okay.
it's not to, but
Look. Like he said not to, but at this point in time, we can obviously see he's starting to smoke. That is never a good thing.
Listen, maybe Lozdrada has
So-
a nicotine
I still
addiction.
got a
Like,
kingpin,
whatever.
but I'm usually exploded backwards from something. So, like, you know.
Let me just try one simple thing, and if it ruins everything, I'll take the full blame, and you guys can just deal with this. So, as he said before, I will actually. I mean, look, okay. I think I'm skilled enough now at this point that I can know how to do a gentle enough takedown without really killing him.
Sure.
Oh dear.
So I will. It may look a little brutal at first, but it will be very quick and minimal damage to try to take him down.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Let's call that an attack roll with advantage because he's really not moving right now.
Was he like full and lift off the ground? I forget. Like, and he's like.
No. He's firmly
Okay.
planted on the ground.
Okay. Cool.
With advantage, that's a 24.
Okay. Lozdrada, as normal, is firmly planted to the ground. He is very one with being planted to the ground. What Colt manages to do, though, is just punch like the bottom of his chest armor to lift him up just a half inch. And when his feet break contact with the ground, the arc of magic is broken. And he tumbles to the ground not that far away, still smoking a little bit, but no longer in the arc of magic.
Oh.
Lozdrada, from your point of view, you're seeing all of those things in that scene, and you just glance over to the one shadowy corner, and you see a pair of fiery eyes floating there as you're pulled back to your body.
Dude, fuck! I need to go back. Hold on, 1 second. Don't screw this up for me. And then I'm gonna try and like. No,
Okay.
it's important. I
Nope,
saw.
nope.
Listen, bitch, don't interrupt me. I saw.
Oh.
Whoa!
I saw the moment I got taken,
Nick,
and
behave.
the moment I got this obnoxious fucking tattoo inscribed. I saw who did it, and I saw what happened.
Okay. So that's good. So you want to go back? Fine. Next time, I will not break the connection for you. We'll just see what happens.
How about you go next?
We're
You guys want to go
smoking.
next?
thought we were
I
gonna
have
see
2 more
become
charges.
us.
Who wants to see their past?
I'm good, thanks.
I don't
Zlata,
Yes.
need that. I'll step away and let you go.
as you're kind of laying there on the ground, you kind of, I don't know how you would articulate spell slots being missing, but your 4th and 5th level spell slots have been drained.
Fucking just castrate me, my dude. Like, okay,
Um,
4th and 5th level, you said, right?
yeah,
Those are my favorite. Fuck. Okay, well,
they are the good ones. That's why they're higher level.
god damn. All right, so that happened.
Yeah, it would be risky in the extreme to try to do that again. And as you kind of try to do the arcane calculus on it, trying to get those 3 effects to be in the same place in the right way to get that same effect again would be not guaranteed.
I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna get up and like. I'm gonna go. I'm
How do
gonna
you feel?
quickly.
You were
I'm-
smoking.
I don't have a nicotine addiction. I mean, oh, that kind of smoking. Oh,
No, you were like your flesh was burning and
I'm
things.
sick,
were-
dude.
Yeah. You do feel a little bit sunburned.
I'm gonna turn to the obelisk and say, "Give me back my fucking spell slots, you bitch!" And
The stone stands there like a stone.
cool.
So-
judging you. It's totally
I'm-
judging you.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, I got some information. I at least know who did this to me, and it may be the same person who did it to you guys. But a little bit of thing before I was taken out of it, I looked to my left in the same room in this dark corner, and it was just a pair of floating fire eyes.
Well,
Oh,
wouldn't that be the other person that when we talked to oh god, who did we talk to about this? Now this thing I don't remember. Colt doesn't remember either at this point. We talked to somebody a little while ago about the 5th person or the 5th entity that had done this, but he was an entity that was out of this world.
You've gotten a little bit of information about him different places. Way back in the Tilverton sewers, you had the wizard's notes where he was trying to contact this entity
He tried
and
to
was
summon you,
then
right?
burned alive, and you then were able to loot him freely.
They were combusting. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but did somebody take his place though? Somebody like took his place. Like he summoned something, and we assumed it took some creature's place, or no?
He was a demon of possession was something that was in the notes there
Okay.
as well.
Okay. So something is walking around that is okay.
The ghostly elven mage from the Starrim crypt had also mentioned the name Tyrant Thraxus as
Yes.
a being that could not be destroyed, only contained.
yes, I remember that.
So it would make sense that you would only see eyes, like as a representation
He
of.
probably could have been consumed by it. He
whatever it
probably
is.
could have taken part of you.
But I have.
I just have
mason
one
jars
question.
on me. We should be good.
Was the were the fire knives in the priest of Miranda there?
Yeah, more into was like it.
I
Well,
saw.
I'm just asking
And-
because
yeah,
we never saw it, so
We were not
I'm
doing
asking
that.
Lestrada now. So sorry.
From what I saw, there were a couple of drow with face coverings face coverings on, and they basically shot me an arrow with poison. Couple, because it took a few to take me down. Couple arrows with poisons, put me on like a lab table, and then this human dude was with like a circlet. And really looked ugly. Was just doing a poking stick on my arm.
Wasn't that one of the items, a dragon circlet? So we
Yes.
had to get
Yes.
the sword and
That
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
think
much
that was
it.
Elminster. Was that Elminster that told us about that, or
Yeah,
Well-
Elminster had mentioned Drakendaros was a rogue red wizard of Thay. and was trying to accomplish some type of return to prominence inside Thay.
Oh, so he was banished from Thay. He's trying to get
Correct.
again?
Correct.
Okay.
Which, being banished from Thay is really hard to achieve because Zastam will normally just kill you utterly.
Oh, but plus,
Nice.
you can do a lot of real heinous stuff there and not be in trouble.
Oh yeah. That's the other side of that coin. What do you do to be the bad guy when Thay is being run by a man I've described as a 3,000-year-old lich of Joseph Stalin?
Cool.
Zastam's a bad man.
Cool.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
So Lyra remains quiet and ready to bolt over on the edge of the scene.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna
Is
attack.
all
Lyra,
the zapping
Don't run away
done?
from it. It's already put in our arms.
Hey, running's what I do.
Why don't I pull you right back?
Sigh.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt on. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh dear.
So what you're saying, let's try. I just want to make this very clear. The next time I find you in a situation similar to this, I should just let it play out completely, right?
I mean, if I spontaneously combust, then yes, you can fucking do that. But
it might be too late then.
okay, fine.
There was
fair.
smoke coming off of all parts of your body at that point, so.
Okay, I guess that's.
I don't want to lose anyone else. No.
I guess that's fair.
So, question for Lizrada.
Hi.
Do you feel like you have found answers?
I found an answer to the question of how the hell did this happen? And eventually this will help us in time, though I don't know if this is going to help us find who we need to, but I think if we keep along this track, we should be good.
Okay.
We should be good. It's going to help us. It's going to help us, I think, identify immediately, or at least I will be able to immediately.
All right,
Can you
then.
show us
Let's
what it looks like?
unless somebody has a list of things they'd like to do here, I think we're ready to move forward.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
We got the answer we're looking for here.
Yeah.
I wanna
From
eat
here,
cheese.
the village of Hap was where your destination was. It's about 3 days south of here on a good high quality trade road. So the next 3 days are easy traveling. Other than the occasional merchant going in the opposite direction, there's not too much to be had. Now those merchants, if you have anything that you wanted to pick up that were minor, like general store items, you could absolutely take the chance to buy something off of a passing wagon. So those type of items are available to you right now. But on that third day, you take a turn off of the main road onto what's more of a cart path that winds up into the hills, going off to the west. Now this road, it's a road. You can see where it's at. It's not hard to follow, particularly with a tracker of Volna's skill.
Hey.
But this winds up into the hills to a small village. Village is maybe 20 buildings. The forest pulls in close to the village, so there's actually like large trees in the village, and that forest darkness from everything being in shadow is more or less everywhere in the village of Hap. Through the trees, a little bit further off to the west, you can see a large. It's called Haptooth Hill, but this is one of those hills where the sheer mountain cliffs go up about 300 feet, and you can see a castle on top of this a giant pillar of stone.
Oh.
Looking at the village, it is quiet. No livestock, no animals, no people moving around the village. All doors are closed, all windows are shuttered.
This is gonna be bad.
I mean, I've had an entrance like this before, but not this unsurprising.
If I
This is also
scream,
a
I
couple days later,
apologize.
so if you guys have not clicked the long rest button,
Oh yeah, totally did.
do
Way
so.
on that.
Does that mean I
Yeah.
get my 4th and 5th level spells back?
No
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
Okay, good.
This is a bird ball.
So
My
we're
drink is
gonna
gonna explode when I open it.
start with you guys standing there, like as you round this bend and see the village for the first time. So you're not quite into the village right now, but you can see it and see that it's boarded up.
Oh, this is strange.
Not boarded up, but they're
insight to see if there's any was there any sort of battle here or someone's pushing
what was it you were
things?
using?
I don't know. Insider investigation. Can I tell if something happened here that would make people scatter? Like signs of burnt buildings or
Give me a perception check.
perception. Okay, perception.
Yeah.
Perception is 4, so 15 for perception.
Okay. There doesn't look like there was any kind of violence or dramatic events like that. You can see one of the buildings is a temple. It's in an area where there's fewer trees, and the spire of this temple reaches up above the trees with a holy symbol of Lathander prominently displayed on it. Just to the side of the temple is a multi-story building, which kind of it fits your classic description of an inn or tavern. The rest of the buildings appear to be homes. There's a blacksmith shop, a small stable. This just looks like
Because everything say closed,
community.
like they have totally flipped the signs as closed, like nobody's taking anybody coming in, or
Yeah,
because nothing
everything
looks in a
looks
rush. Like it was
yeah,
just
everything just looks
things are left
silent and sealed.
clean and okay. Yeah.
Probably like it would be the best way to describe it is like if there was a thunderstorm on the horizon, this is what the village would look
Everyone's
like.
tornadoes
Yeah.
coming in, they got the warning and
yeah,
quiet action. Nothing too crazy, guys, but like they're definitely preparing for something. What
A
I
war?
don't know.
They heard it
Well,
was
maybe
coming.
there's a war coming. I feel like we are we're pretty much crazy, so it's fine. We flip tables, it's great.
Does it mean I have to cast Fireball somewhere?
Well, not yet. Let's wait for that. I think, let's say hi first, and then we put a party on,
Hi there, fuck you!
Isn't that
honey, you
an
were
official
smoking
hello?
earlier. I want you to calm down, find your center. Trust me, like the extra anger will not help.
Lyra, you hear the faint giggling of pixies
Yes.
drifting off into the distance towards the village.
I let it go.
Just
I like
let them leave.
The girls have had a really rough time lately. They're off in town enjoying themselves, so be careful.
The pie trick didn't work. They want to totally have a good time.
Oh god, remember when we only had one and the amount of trouble it got us in? Imagine 2?
I love it. Oh my god.
Fuck, we're gonna be
They
executed
can now
for treason.
conspire.
We're gonna
Well,
be
when
executed.
it's out, we're really going in,
We're
right?
gonna be executed for treason, honestly.
Hopefully they get some wallets. That's all I care about. But yeah, just so you all know, shenanigans are afoot.
Well, there's that town, so maybe they need some little life in it. It's either we go to the tavern in church thingy right there, Lathander, good old golden boy and that, or the castle on the hill. So I'm like, everyone could be round up in that castle, and they could be like, bullshit up there. But what are you gonna do?
Well, temples are normally like public ground, right? Kind of in the sense that nearly anybody can go to a temple, and it's not really considered like invasion if you walk into a temple and you greet
Unless it's bougie,
somebody or
like we
whatever.
have bougie on occasion. But
Temples of Lathander are generally open to travelers. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm just saying, more or less, in this village are maybe I feel as Colt the best. Our best option is to go over to the temple first and introduce ourselves to anybody who might be there.
I'm
They-
Okay.
double checking a thing real
why not?
quick.
Can't hurt. It would help. Well, do you think it would be helpful, right?
They'd also know what's going on. You would assume,
Uh, yeah.
So approaching the temple.
Let's go for
Well,
it.
I put
I'm
it out
looking
there.
for
I
sacramental
just
wine,
need to-
really.
I put it out there for everybody else. I'm not gonna make any first moves until
I think it's a good
I-
idea
I'll go toward the temple.
for once.
Agreed.
You mentioned it. Walk forward. Yeah.
As you approach and go into the village, everything remains silent.
Looking around, I'm like, why is everyone?
Even the bird, you can hear like birds and wind, but not here. The birds are off in the distance. The breeze is light. When you approach the temple, the doors are closed but not barred. They swing open silently on well-oiled hinges. Stepping inside, it's what you expect from a temple of Lathander. There's large open windows to let light in. The altar is situated in a way that it will get the dawn light directly, and there is a young man, blonde hair, kneeling in front of the altar in prayer. When the
Young man,
doors
there's no
open,
need to build down.
This is like the Zental Keep version, right? Wasn't there one in the Zental Keep, Lathander Church? We walked in.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
when the doors open, he turns, and the look on his face is probably best described as shock.
Respectful bow.
Hurry, come in, hurry. And he like rushes over to like pull you all in, does a look outside, and pulls the doors closed again.
Strange.
It was kind of
Did they-
quiet. Are we?
Did they see you?
Not.
Did who?
Did the horde see you?
Horde.
No.
It was kind of like empty. Like, what do you mean horde? Horde? What kind of horde? Like big, little.
Oh.
What kind
Oh
of?
my god.
Like cash horde or?
A couple of months ago, our town was overrun by drow warriors. They've been running things ever since.
I look Lestrada Drow, you say?
using the castle.
Yes. The castle has a name. I just don't have it in front of me right now.
Oh dear, that's.
And also, this is another one of those great names. The priest introduced himself as Mumfrey Mimley. Mumfrey Mimley.
What do you look
Um,
like? Just for giggles, Lestrada. Please remember what the guy looked like. I don't remember, but go ahead.
I'm gonna take a look, and I'm assuming this guy does not look like the dude who wrote on my arm with a needle stick.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, you've never seen this guy before.
No,
He's
we're
maybe,
good. This dude is
Yeah,
just.
just describe it, bud. Yeah.
This dude's just lame.
he's young, kind of frat boy looking, blonde human, 25 years old or so.
It's okay. This dude's just a Chad. We're good.
Wait, who was blonde? Was that the guy from Zental that was blonde? Wasn't there a guy Zental?
Yes, that was Mr. Mustache.
So is that
for
who?
cool
Is
Sam.
that description? Is that the description of the guy with that kind of thing? No. Okay.
This priest right here, no, never seen him before.
Okay, cool.
If the horde sees you, they will kill a villager for every visitor we allow in here.
Oh.
Wait, but you're here. Why are you here? And is everybody else in the castle?
They're hiding in their homes.
So when do
every
they come out to kill? If they see people.
every few days, the Drow warriors will come, select a few people, take them off for a work detail, work them until they're ready to collapse, and let them go again
Where do they take them?
to the castle.
What do they do with work? Everyone, because you won't know, they won't come back.
So, my question would be, like, I know obviously we don't look like villagers, but you have like, now that we've seen this, and I feel obligated to help already. Do you have a way that we can like get out of the village unseen and then come back around and we can deal with them, and that therefore we won't be seen here and you won't have trouble because we're seen here?
You're probably safe here in the church. I don't think they like the bright light here. So at least until the sun goes down, you're safe here. After that, I can probably help. And he points over to Lyra, and maybe her points over to Volna, but you three, tiefling, halfling, dwarf, I can't hide that.
I can just stand on the dwarf's shoulder. I can just stand on the dwarf's shoulder.
And I change myself into something.
Or I
Yeah.
could
I
lay
change myself
on the
into a human.
ground.
See, there you go.
Or I could lay on the ground
was that,
and you
Nick?
could put a sheet over
Superman,
me.
I will totally use a spell for that. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll make myself look like him just to freak him out.
But if you put a halfling and a dwarf together, we get an average-sized human, right? Maybe a
Only
little
if you have a
taller.
fur coat.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll get a large, we'll get a robe or something, and
I don't know what to do. We've been locked down here for months now. I think everybody's given up hope.
No resistance
Love one.
units or anything. Or you're just like, accept it. It's great.
They're farmers, villagers. They're not warriors.
And what are you? Aren't you a cleric of Lathander?
There's only one of me, and I'm quite new at this.
How long ago?
He's
He's
twink
25.
Lathander.
Wait, how long? Oh dear. Wait,
He's
how long?
25, so he's a young priest.
He should have left home at 13. What the hell? Or 12 at least, whatever. Come on.
He's a twink of Lathander.
Stop it, Nick.
I think the Drow are following
Terrible.
someone named Simdrak. That's their lord and master who's taken over the castle. Nobody's seen him, so I don't know anything about who the Simdrak guy is.
how many people come on raids?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Usually they're going in groups of 5 to 10.
Oh, easy.
Depends on how many they need to round up that day.
What's the most?
I don't even know how many of the Drow there are because they all wear masks.
They're really scared about Corona, which is fine. Is there a guy named Corona around here? No, I'm just gonna make sure. I've heard he was a bandit.
No.
Okay, just gonna make sure. He's really terrible. He's like, Dread Pirate Roberts. You heard about him? I hear he's really good too. If you had your way, what would you see happen? If you had the muscle.
I'd like to see the village freed, but I don't know any way to get there. Any way to achieve that.
I'm like, to get there, the castle's right there. Like, you have a way to get to the castle. Now you have friends. Hi, Wim. Nice to meet you. I look like you right now. Sorry, freaking you out right now because I told you to disguise to show you that I could not look like you.
If you can free the village, that would be amazing. We would be forever in your debt. But the walls of that castle have never been breached without the help of a dragon.
Well,
I'm half demon, so.
There's
difference for me.
There are a few things that always stay never, if you know what I mean.
And in ever?
Yeah.
You put the two together?
No, I'm just saying, like, they've never been breached before, but they have never met us.
Well, he's got really big fists,
God.
though. Like, do you see those little bad boys? Oh my god. See it. And also, he thinks he talks to planes, which I think it's special. Just, like, be okay with it. But, but he totally can.
Can you explain to them that it is possible through the use of magic to speak with plants? Because they don't understand.
Well,
No.
I mean, this guy talks to sunshine. You can't. Colt.
I mean,
I know you're.
haven't you ever met a druid? Obviously, he's a druid.
What's a druid? What's a druid?
He's not a
You're a
druid.
druid?
He's not a druid.
I am a part-time.
I am offended, Colt. I thought we were friends.
No.
He's not a druid.
Not a druid, but
Oh.
that doesn't mean I haven't picked up a trick or two. Look at these.
Well, that's. But the gun show, like, don't be weird like that, dude. It's weird. Okay. But the gauntlets, not the guns. Okay.
Yeah, no, not the.
I pay attention like really hard.
So, as you guys are rapidly becoming distracted by Colt's gauntlets and their powers,
Shiny.
you hear a alarm whistle.
Oh dear. That's fine. Well, showtime.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy?
somewhere out in the village, an alarm whistle is being blown. Mumfrey looks like panic. Shit.
Can I
The
get a
drow
high
must
vantage point?
be back. Was that all of you? Were there any more?
Nope, no more of us.
Is there a higher level of this building that I can get up to? I can see
It's
the town.
the top of this building is open. So it's a taller building, but the top of it is just open to let light in, like a high cathedral type ceiling.
But they have stairs to get up to that top part to.
Yeah, there'd be some way up there.
I will go that way.
All right,
I will stealthily do it.
as you rush up there, you can look over to the one chunk of the one part of the village, and you see 3 areas where there's this like greenish illusionary fairy fire clinging to the sides of buildings. You're familiar with fairy fire spell. You've seen that used before, and you can recognize that as what this is. Give me an Arcana check to see if you do you have fairy fire? Is that a spell you know?
Not that I've used. No, but
Okay.
I know of it.
Oh, you okay? Give me an Arcana check then.
14 plus 3. Oh no! Oh, Arcana's better. Oh god, 6. So dirty 20.
Fairy fire is one of their primary uses is to find and track invisible creatures.
Gotcha. Ooh.
It's also an ability drow have.
It's
innately.
They can they can cast it as many times as they want, or it's only a few times a day. Did I know that?
Good question.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, cool. Bless your heart. Thank you. Okay. Go on, keep going. They can do that. Cool. I know
They can do the thing.
Yeah, I'm whispering to like they can do a thing, so nobody go invisible just yet. So, but they're farther away from the Lathander Temple, right? That's where I see it.
Yeah, the other side of the village.
But is it like they're walking through town? They're trying to cast it everywhere they go, see where it lands.
That's hard to say from the information you have.
Okay.
But it looks like at least 3 different areas have been doused with fairy fire.
Yeah, they're looking for people, guys. I think we probably should hide in here, or Mumford, right? Mumford, where can we go so you don't get in trouble?
Mumford.
Was it Mumford? I don't remember his name.
Where's your son?
Mumfrey.
Close.
Sorry,
Where's your son?
I'm like, no, that's bad.
Where are your sons?
Can I hide? Can I make a stealth check to hide?
Where would you like to hide?
No. Where can I hide?
Like inside the building. Where just give me a
Oh,
general area
inside the
where you wanna
building.
be.
Yes, inside the building.
Yeah,
Sorry.
where inside the building?
An opening,
like-
that's the thing. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you trying to hide from?
Just them if they come.
Okay, so just general purpose hiding in ambush position. Okay.
Yes.
Just,
I'm
Aggressive
gonna
hiding.
mentally be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
You get a mental response back. Hold on 1 second.
I forgot about the pixies.
Now, does anyone else have moderator access for Twitch?
Me, I think.
There we go. I got him.
I rose my hand, but you can't see it.
Okay. We got someone spamming by followers in the channel. If you want to give them a quick ban.
Oh, gross.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
Oh, ow, me.
So yeah, Lyra, as you're just having that thought of what they're up to, you get the response of "We're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry," and you can like literally feel them coming closer at a as fast as possible speed directly for you.
Oh, what the heck did this just do?
Maybe you should not hide with us. Like,
They're coming closer, guys. I'm just letting you know.
You know what?
What was their name?
I'm gonna run into the
Oh,
building
but they know
then.
that we're here. We're super quiet.
When looking out in the window, you can see two glowing balls of fairy fire streaking across the ground
They like
directly
about to hit
towards
me in the face. Like,
the church.
Okay.
we got two incoming.
Okay. I is there, if there really is an issue, is there really something going on? Because I don't know.
No,
We don't know because
no, they're just looking for things. But I see things coming at
Okay.
us. Were they hit by the fairy fire? Like the green? Like are they like the two fairies are now covered in this and they're just taking it with them?
Yeah.
We have things coming this way. I don't know what they
do you
are.
want me, like,
Or if it's like it's green, but I can see it's totally coming this way. It's weird.
I think
Wait,
I
who
can
has
move
two
pretty
things here?
quickly. I think I can move as a distraction if you guys need me to. I can run out, go one way,
I don't think
and
we're
let them follow
distracted.
me, and then I can ditch them and come back.
Sounds like a good plan. I'm gonna
They
go in the
haven't
church.
covered
Bye.
you. Yeah, are we in the church? We're already in the church.
Yeah, we're already in the church.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're in the church.
Oh, I'm gonna go deeper into the church. Bye.
you're underneath the altar. You're just like
Like I'm like in the sub basement. Like.
Go to those catacombs. We like catacombs. We're great here.
So, but we're all accounted for, right?
Are they in the pattern of what I would
Yeah,
notice?
everybody's accounted for, with the exception of the pixie twins.
But I noticed their pattern of flight. Like, have I seen them like together, like doing the whole thing, like freaking out if they do?
It's an easy assumption to make that the two pixies have been
Lyra,
doused with
what
fairy
did
fire.
they do? They're coming this way and they're bringing them.
they do what they want.
I know, but you're the mom. Come on. I mean, really, Volden's the mom. But come on. But tell
They
them
didn't
to come
do
this
anything
way.
bad.
Well, then,
Okay,
they don't come on, blink out and come somewhere else. Like, they don't have fairy fire on them. They're like totally. It's like breadcrumbs this way. We are the candy house of the Wicked Witch. What the hell? No, you're just going to come this way.
Do you
Okay,
want me
that's
to
fine.
go out and collect them and go somewhere else for a bit?
Yeah, they have their own wings to go elsewhere. I'm sure they will listen to the mom, but it's up to mom.
I
Mom?
know. I'll
Mom?
try to encourage them to go to separate sides of town and like hide in the woods or something. I don't fucking know.
That's up to you. If not, I'm
Wim,
ready to
you're
do.
still up there in the window looking out.
Yeah, do I see an army of creatures coming our way?
Not an army so much, but there are 5 drow
Cool.
coming this direction.
They're following like. Cool.
3 of them have hand crossbows drawn. The others are not holding
Anyone
weapons
magic?
right now.
So I can assume they're magical related folks.
It would be unusual to find drow on the surface without magic.
Okay. Cool. But do they like they're beelining it for the temple now?
They're following the 2
the shrieks of green
fairy
from
fired
fairy
pixies.
fire.
Yes.
I will wait until they are 100.
Can I dismiss them? And just make them go poof for a little while?
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to ask that. That's what
Actually, I always just wait for somebody else to do it, but
Oh, I thought I said that. I thought I was like, can you dispel them? Can you like make them go somewhere else? Do a thing.
yeah.
Sorry, I don't articulate well. I get nervous. Oh dear.
So you give your
They're not gonna die,
the pixies
right?
the what's that? No.
They'll come back.
You give them the mental command to go away, which sends them back to the Feywild where they're from.
They're on holiday.
Then when the two puffs of fairy fire blink out, the drow like advance to that point and start looking around. One of the drow who's wielding with a hand crossbow points off to the inn, and the five of them start moving in that direction.
Oh dear, we heard somebody in the inn. Well, I think we should get out of here. They're going to the inn because this is the next spot because it's like right next door. Like no one's in the inn. They come here. Ha!
Yeah,
don't
but
find
where
what
else
they're
are we gonna
looking
go? We'll be in the open.
If they don't find what they're looking for at the inn, they're going to start killing people again.
So
Here
we
go.
can't let
Are
them
they
get
at
to the end.
120 feet
Let's go attack.
of me as they start running
I'm just
after the
gonna
fairies?
look at Colt, and there's gonna be a mutual nod.
Yep, we're gone.
And we're gonna go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mutual nod and go.
You see almost a skip in my step as I just like take off towards the front door, and I'm like, I got permission, so screw
Got
the rest
mom's
of you.
permission this time.
I'm gonna look at Wim and be like,
Yeah,
should we do like Wim and Lyra and be like, should we do something? Like, should we go after them?
Let's just go attack.
Okay, fair. We're gonna like nonchalantly follow, but like.
I'm gonna do it on my broom. Hopefully they can't reach me.
Just stun them if I could. I don't know if they can be stunned. That's one way. If they were in range of where we were, 120 feet. Disco ball.
So how do we want to do this?
Surprisingly. Did we get surprise round now?
Well, right now you're behind closed doors.
Right, but if we pop out and we're like, ta-da! Boom! Bloody bitch!
Good
You know what I mean?
morning.
I guess if they're in between buildings going to the end, because I feel like there would be
We-
like what this thing.
Oh, I thought we were attacking.
If you're committed to combat, we can go right to initiative roll and go from there.
Yeah, let's fuck them up. If they're
yeah.
just gonna go back and kill people,
Yeah, I
we
think
can't
fucking
have
them
that.
up is the best situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we have another option right now.
All right, then initiative rolls it is.
We gonna
Oh,
kill
yeah, I have to do a
all
roll.
y'all.
19.
Ooh,
That's a
21.
fucking 1.
18.
Plus 2. I got a 3.
Oh, I thought you said 21. Sorry, did not make it. Ooh.
I got a 22. 22.
And Volna.
21. 21.
I did hear 21. Okay, yeah.
You stupid.
All right, just give me 1 minute to get the rolls on my side.